Welcome to the life of how I maintain my physique while still having to work a full-time job on my online coaching business and just pretty much being busy from 9 to 5. And this is how I do it. I usually get up at 5 a.m. As you can see, I did my push-ups, and then next thing I do is brush my teeth. I gotta stay clean, sharp. And after that, I literally start prepping, cooking my meal for the day, which I usually eat a high protein meal for breakfast. I have usually eggs and sweet potatoes and some kind of sweet, some dates as well, just so I can have that energy boost in the mornings, so I can have more of a productive day, just so I can focus on the energy that I'm gonna have as well when I pretty much just finish eating, which I pretty much just start walking, getting my steps in for the day, so I could be I usually try to hit between 5 to 10K steps before 9 a.m. just so I can have more time in the afternoons. That way I ain't gotta stress out about my steps later that day. And this is how I literally like to start my day. Just feel more productive, more alive, and just helps me, stay busy instead of craving all the bad shit. Because the more free time you have, the more you're gonna crave the bad stuff. So yeah, pretty much after my walk, as you can see, I literally will start journaling, reflecting on my previous days, and just see my mistakes from the previous day and try to better them the next day and just move on from there. And also checkups with some of my clients and just journal pretty much. This is the life, and let's get into it, man. So the guys that don't know me, I came from literally Mexico. I moved to Atlanta when I was 8, and with my parents, I lived in Mexico for 8 years. I went to school there until the 2nd grade. Then I moved to the States, which in Atlanta, I moved in with my uncle. A pretty shy family, conservative. I wouldn't say conservative, but just closed off. They were only talking family. They didn't have any other friends. They were very shy. And I lived with them for about 3 years. I was sharing rooms with my cousin. I was sleeping on the floor with my dad, my mom at the time. And then 3 years forward, we got our own place, our own apartment. We didn't have any money. My parents were sick most of my life. My mom had escleroderma. My dad had a bad knee, diabetes, gout, kidney problems. So we had disability. We literally, the money we got was from disability. My mom would try to work a part-time job selling tortillas. And pretty much, my whole life, my parents been sick. And then, like I said, 3 years fast forward, we got our own place in Atlanta, Georgia, in the hood. And I pretty much lived in the hood for 10 years. And my diet was pretty shit. My habits were shit. Like every other, high schooler or teenager. I literally would wake up, eat some honey buns with milk, and then I'll go to school, eat their fucking cereal, eat their whatever food they got in school. And then I'll leave school. My dad would pick me up, and my dad would always stop at some store for me to buy some damn chips. And I always buy some hot Cheetos or some spicy shit. And then I'll watch YouTube while I'm eating chips, and then I'll have cereal or some shit for dinner. Then I pretty much just ate like that. And then I'll go out with friends, high school friends, pretty much just do some dumb shit, like smoke weed, skip school, eat like shit. And my high school years were pretty much chasing women, eating like shit, just pretty much just trying to get laid and eat like shit. Pretty much that was my high school years. And then in 2018, when I became a senior, my last year in high school, 3 years before I graduated, I lost my mom. She passed away from escleroderma, which is a very rare disease. Like it messes up your bones start to shrink, limbs, your lungs, everything. Your body's just destroying from the inside. And my mom, she was on oxygen tanks for like her last couple months. And she was just bouncing back and forth from the hospital. Like she was running out of oxygen, so she had to go get an oxygen tank, go to the hospital. And it was a back and forth thing. And then she passed away in January of 2018. And that's where my life completely changed. Like, my mom was my best friend. My mom was literally all I had. I mean, I had my dad, but I was so close. I was closer to my mom than I was to my dad. And before my mom passed away, I had an aunt that would visit her in the hospital. And she told my aunt to, watch out for me whenever, she does pass away. Because, soon, because she knew she was about to pass away. And yeah, after my mom passed away, we moved into pretty much back to my uncle's house. And me and my dad, we just argue a lot. And I had like a month left in high school, and then I was pretty much got into the gym my last month of high school. I was like addicted. I got addicted to the gym, and like I got into the gym because I lost my mom, and like I don't want any health problems for me. Like I don't want to be, I don't want to have any kids and not be able to be there for them if I'm, sick or anything. Like I didn't want anybody or my kids to experience what I went through. So I pretty much I got into the gym. Obviously, I was doing it at the moment. I was doing it for women to get swole muscles, and then I pretty much did that. I was consistent. I was taking pre-workout. I was drinking the protein shakes. I was going in. I was doing all that shit, and then I was like I said, I was doing all of that. And then I wasn't really tracking what I was eating. I was just eating a shit ton of supplements like protein powder, Greek yogurt, protein bars. Like I'll start drinking pre-workout while I'm working out, and then as soon as I finish working out, I start eating a shit ton of protein at once. Then I started learning over the years. Like 2 months later, I moved out from my dad. Like we separated. My aunt, she gave me an opportunity to go live with her, and also like feed her animals. And that's where I moved out. And me and my dad, we parted our own ways because nobody from my family liked my aunt. So I literally moved out, went with my aunt. I started feeding her animals, which she had like fucking 15 horses, 100 chickens, 20 some goats, a couple shit ton of dogs. And I was just pretty much spending my whole day. Like I was feeding her animals for a month, and then I found a job, which it was the place that was selling the food to the animals. And then I worked there for 2 years. So I didn't have a car, so my aunt would try to take me to the gym whenever I asked her or she had the chance. And then after I want to say 4 months, I was able to buy my own truck. And then that's where I was going to the gym consistently every single day. I started to learn how to cook. I was buying my own stuff. I was buying chicken, all this stuff to cook. Obviously, it wasn't the best tasting. Like I was literally cooking like white people, like no seasoning, just straight like that. And then after that, I started like tracking the protein. Like I was just tracking how much protein I eat a day, but I wasn't tracking anything else. But my metabolism was also, off the roof. I was young, like. It was hard for me to gain fat unless I ate very, very, very trashy. And that's where I started gaining more muscle. I started doing everything. Like I was consistent. I remember I also skipped leg day for like a solid fucking 2 years. Like I was like, man, I already got big legs. I don't need to, hit them legs. Like I'm good. Fuck the legs. And yeah, I mean, 2 years later, I got a different job, which I was doing pretty much I got into construction. I was looking for the highest paying job with no college degree, trades job. Like I wanted to do HVAC, electrician, or anything else, and I Googled the top paying trade, and literally the elevator guys were the top dogs in the trades. They were making hella money. So I started doing research for a job. Like I started applying for any fucking elevator job, and like to get to the big money, you got to be in the union. In the union, you got to have some kind of resume, some kind of like construction background, and obviously I didn't have none of that. So I started applying for these like small companies, and I got hired by a residential elevator job, which so I quit my farm job, and I was still feeding animals at the time. So I was feeding animals. I got hired with this job, and most of the jobs for this job we had to travel out of town. So I was able to feed animals sometimes, and then I wasn't able to feed animals because I was traveling, and then like a year later, I got my own company van. I was literally bouncing. I was going to the gym and Planet Fitness. I was eating out Chipotle every day. Like I was eating out. Like I was still meal prepping in the mornings, but I'll eat out like in the afternoons. Like I'll fucking go to Crunch Fitness in South Carolina or some shit, and just eat out, right after, because they were giving you a peak, like what they call it, where they give you, money to eat, and pretty much did that. And then I started applying again. I started looking in the market because the union elevator tradesmen, they open every 2 years. So they hire apprentice every 2 years. So the list opened back up. I applied. I didn't get hired. And then there was this high rise that just got built literally next to the Braves Stadium in Atlanta. Brand new high rise. The brand was TKE Elevators, which is a very known German company, and they're also union. So I was applying for other positions, whatever they had available. I got hired, and then I started working for them, and that's where my diet. I was still consistent with the gym. I was still working out nonstop, and this is where I was able to work in town, feed animals, still feed the animals, and still go to work, and obviously still work out. And I was doing that right after. Like I'll meal prep on the weekends. Go to the gym like in the afternoons. Like I'll literally like I'll wake up at 5 a.m. eat my meal on the way to work, get to work at start at 5 a.m. and eat again until like my lunch break. And then that's where I got more like that job was so laid back that I got so bored. I started binging. I started eating like shit. Like, so our lunch break, I'll literally bring a mass gainer with oatmeal, and then I'll literally go to the gas station and buy some fucking fried chicken. the QT, like literally fried chicken sticks. Like I'll get 3 of those like twice a week. I'll eat that shit, and then I'll have peanut butter. Like I'll eat a ton of peanut butter too. And then I got fat as fuck. My metabolism obviously went down. And I was eating like I was a fucking, like I needed like much, like I was bulking, like, but I was literally dirty bulking. Then I got fat. People started telling me, yo, you're getting big, but I was like, I didn't know what kind of big they meant. I thought they meant like, muscle size big, but I was literally getting fat as fuck. And I was just stress eating, feeding animals, going with my aunt, living with my aunt, and that was another headache, like living with my aunt. She's a good person, but you had to put up with a lot of shit, like mentally. Yeah, she'll mentally drain you, and I was doing that, and then I got hired by the union through that, and that's why I started working for the union. I was going to school full time, and then I did that for 3 years. I got hired into the union. I was working in the field, putting elevator units in, like from 5 a.m. till 4 p.m. Then I had to go to school at 5 p.m. Then after 9 p.m., I'll start working out. And I literally did that every single day. Like my routine during that time, I'll literally meal prep on the weekends. I'll literally eat and drive to the job site, get to the job site. Lunch break comes around 1 p.m. I'll eat my meals. And by the way, I'm in a construction site where there might be a microwave or there's no fucking microwave. So I either eat that shit now or eat it, warm it up, or, eat it like that. And then that's where I started. I finished my meal, and then I went into My bad, I'm getting louder because there's this fucking kid, this neighbor, fucking loud as shit. It's kind of pissing me the fuck off. But anyways, I was doing that, and then I'll leave my job site, start eating my meals on the way to the gym while I'm changing clothes. Like I have all this fucking concrete dust all over my fucking clothes, and then I'm changing. Like my fucking truck was a mess. Like it was dirty as shit. All that concrete and shit, dust all over the damn seats. Then I'll get to the gym, get my workout in, and fucking go straight to school. Then I'll go straight to school. Then I'll have my other meal, and then I pretty much go to school, and then drive back home and get home around like 11 p.m. And I pretty much repeated that every single day until I got burned out, not by working out, but like just about like not being passionate about what the fuck I was doing. And then like my 3 months before I quit my job, that's where I got into self development. And once you get into self development, a lot of shit changes. Like a lot of mental, a lot of like new windows, a lot of new thoughts, a lot of shit around you you're more aware of that you weren't aware of before. That's what literally happened to me. Like I was realizing I was working with a bunch of negative ass people. I was working with people who hated their fucking jobs, who hated their life, who were just there for fucking money. And literally, I was working with guys who were making $60 an hour, just complaining about fucking life, just being negative as shit. We're like living off Adderalls, caffeine, nicotine, fat as fuck, and that was pretty much their lifestyle. And I got so mad to a point where I was like, man, I don't give a fuck if they fire me. Like I'd rather do something I enjoy doing. Like I'll be a fucking personal trainer. I don't give a fuck. Like at least I'm happy what I'm doing. And so I had a boot camp, an in-person coaching program that I pay for, and then I went to that. And then right after that, dude, I was like, man, I'm not going back to my fucking job, man. Fuck that shit. I quit. And and so I started my online coaching business. Obviously, I started stressing the fuck out because I wasn't making any income. My first couple months, I was like panicking, like, yo, what the fuck? I was binge eating, I was overeating shit just because I was stressing the fuck out. And then I started picking up on like my third month of my coaching business, and that's where I started getting clients, momentum. And then that's where I moved out of Atlanta into Miami, and that's where I just became way better. Just being around a better environment, eating cleaner, less stress eating, moving more, being more active, actually tracking everything that I'm eating, and just being overall more active. And from there, it just became a game changer, and I started, changing lives, and that gave me more momentum. That gave me more, hope for my business. Like, yo, I'm changing fucking lives. This is crazy. From anywhere in the world, and I'm just changing fucking lives, and that inspired me a lot. And like I said, it's something that I'm really passionate about. It's something that changed my life, and I don't want, like I said, I don't want anybody to go through what I went through. Like I don't want, like you don't want to be around sick parents your whole life. You don't want to be raised. You just your health is everything. Like nothing, money can't buy health, bro. Like without the health, you can't do anything with the money. Like everything comes down to your health and what do you love doing. And this is why I'm here. This is why I love fitness. This is why I went all into my fitness business, and yeah, I mean, this is why we do it, man. And yeah, I mean, this next, I'm gonna go through a board and talk to you pretty much what I did on my routines, what got me there, what kept me accountable, how did I get in shape while I was doing this, how I did it for people as well. And yeah, I mean, I'll see you guys on the next slide. What's up, guys? Right here. I'm pretty much just gonna go over how I was able to maintain my physique, be in great shape while having a job, and literally going to school every single day, and just being efficient with it, and how I did it as well for my clients while running a full time business, and also them being desk workers from 9 to 5. And yeah, I mean, the most important thing is literally your diet. Your diet is 80%, working out is 10%, and then walking is 10%. I want to say 5%. I want to say diet is 20%, working out is 15%, and walking is 5%. So yeah, in order for you to lose weight, you literally got to be on a calorie deficit, which let's say your maintenance is 2,500. So you literally got to eat below, you got to eat between 1,500 calories to 2,000 calories a day for that to put you on a deficit. And obviously you want to track your proteins, your carbohydrates, your fats. And I want to share, like, for my previous mistakes, I would only track the proteins. And that's where I literally got fat and swole right here, just because I was just so worried about building muscle. I didn't give a shit about anything else. I just wanted to be swole. And that's where I literally got fat. My metabolism went to shit because my diet was fucking shit. So it's very important you track your calories, your fats, your proteins, and your carbohydrates. So for your proteins, you want to eat. Let's say you're 150, pounds. You want to eat 150 grams of protein per day, every single day. And with carbohydrates, you want to eat between 200 to 300 grams of carbohydrates. And for fats, you want to eat between 50 to 90 grams of fat. And all that is based on your height, your weight, and yeah, pretty much. And then you want to also meal prep all of that and have a meal prep routine. And here's pretty much my meal prep that I did every single day. I had 3 big meals. Each meal has 50 grams of protein. And then I had 2 snacks. Well, I would do a protein shake, and then I'll have a Greek yogurt. And that will literally put me at my macros. It'll put me on a calorie deficit, and I'll pretty much be hitting all my goals while I had a job, while I was a full-time student. And pretty much I'll prep this on the weekend, on Sundays, and I'll literally eat each meal on the way to work, on the way to school, or on the way to the gym. That'll be the only times I'll be eating. And obviously, I have like a 30-minute lunch break at work, and that's why I have one of the meals. But everything else, I literally just ate it while I was driving. And and yeah, the other important thing I want to talk about is pretty much hydration. You want to make sure you drink a gallon of water minimum every single day, because that's gonna flush your system. It's gonna keep you less bloated. It's gonna keep you less gassy. And your muscles are literally made out of water. Your body is 80% water, so you need to drink water every single day, minimum a gallon. I know it sounds like a lot, but over a week you'll get used to it. Your first week you'll probably feel so overwhelmed with a lot of damn water, but water will also pretty much help you, stay full, keep you away from cravings and all that stuff. And then I want to talk about weightlifting, pretty much in the gym. And what I like to tell my clients, what I used to do myself, is progressive overload, which means doing very low reps but very high weights, and that puts more pressure on your body. It'll boost more your metabolism, and that's how you pretty much build more muscle overall and also lose more weight overall, because it's putting a lot of pressure on your body, and you're breaking down the muscles even more because you're overloading with a lot of weight. And the form is very important. Like, yeah, you could do overloads, but if you're half-assing it, your form is fucked up, it's not gonna count. So you gotta make sure your form is right, and then from there, make sure you do between 3 to 5, reps per set of heavy loads. If your goal is to obviously put on more muscle and lose weight, and then the recovery is very important. You want to make sure you don't hit the same muscle group um, within like the next day. Like, let's say you hit chest on a Monday, you don't want to hit chest again until like Thursday or Friday, because you want to give it enough time to heal and repair, so you could break it down again, and obviously break it down again and repair it again. Because if you hit it, let's say Monday, and then you hit it again on Tuesday, there's not enough time for the muscle to recover, and your muscle needs between 24 hours to 48 hours to recover, and that's from pretty much sleeping. You don't get recovery from just being up. The recovery happens when you're asleep. And then I want to talk about walking as well. Walking, just body movement, it's very important. It helps you lose weight. keeps you more positive, less negative, keeps you occupied for the day. Doesn't it's very time efficient if you use it efficiently. And for a very long time, I didn't give a fuck about walking just because I was lazy and I was like, man, I don't care. I'm just trying to get swole. And literally, I got fat because if you're literally sitting down all day, not moving, which most people nowadays sit down. Like we literally wake up, sit down and eat, driving. We sit down and drive. We sit down and shit. We sit down at work. So our body's metabolism is literally not doing a lot of work because it's just sitting down all day. And what walking does, it literally fires up your metabolism. It keeps your body more. It keeps your blood pumping just because there's more movements. And I say it's very important to do minimum 10 to 20K steps a day. Obviously, the more you do, the more you're going to burn calories. And then you could also do like a light run some days, but you don't want to overdo the runs because you also put yourself at a very low deficit because the runs burn a lot of calories and that puts you at the risk of burning muscle and, fat. And it's also bad for your knees, but that's why I recommend walking over running. But running is still a good source, a good tool. And yeah, and then I also want to go over how sleep is very important. You need minimum 7 to 8 hours of sleep every day, just because when you sleep is when everything is recovering, where everything happens, where you build muscle, where you recover, where your energy levels, your testosterone pretty much works. It breaks down everything. Pretty much sleep is very important. And I used to be the guy who used to just be able to sleep 5 to 6 hours a day just because I had to get up at 4 a.m. and be at work about 5 a.m. And then I'll get back home from school the gym around 11 p.m. And I'll pretty much just repeat that every single day. And I wasn't getting enough sleep. And I left a lot of gains on the table because of that. And also, you don't want to oversleep a lot either because that will make you even more tired, more sluggish throughout your day. So you want to keep it at 7 to 8 minimum every single day. And then for supplements, I would recommend whey protein powder. Just and make sure it's whey because I know nowadays they sell like soy and some other weird bullshit like beef protein, rice protein. But whey protein is the best protein you could get. And I recommend to take 25 grams to 50 grams a day because it's very cheap, it's efficient, doesn't take fucking time. You just literally mix it with water and just drink it in a straight protein. And that will put you at your protein goals for the day. I use it all the time. Like I'll eat like 2 meals, 3 meals, and then I'll have like 20 to 30 grams of protein left. I'll just have a protein shake, and that will put me right at my goals. And then I'll have creatine too, but sometimes, most of the times, I'll just cycle creatine. Like I'll do it for 3 months, and then I cut it off, and then do it again. And what creatine pretty much does is it just retains water in your muscles. It gives you more of a pump, more because your muscles are made out of water. So there's literally more water on your muscles. And with creatine, you must drink a gallon of water because if you don't drink a gallon of water, you're gonna have a headache. You're gonna be bloated. You're gonna be constipated. You're gonna be dry. You're gonna have cramps, etc. And creatine works, but it works if you drink a gallon of water a day. And then amino acids, they help with recovery. They usually make them with the protein powder. Like if you buy protein powder, gold standard, it usually comes with it, so you don't have to like buy the separate container itself. And it just helps you recover faster. And that's what pretty much they do. And then for your fitness, goals and your body measurements, you want to track your weight every time in the mornings. As soon as you wake up, after you got up, pissed, you haven't ate nothing. That's when you start weighing yourself, and you focus on how much fat, body fat you dropped that day, like your waist, your definition, your progress photos, like the shirt as well. Like you try on a shirt, a pair of jeans, you can see the difference, and like also like muscle stretches and all that stuff, and like just overall, you'll see it like as soon as you start working out and losing weight or putting on muscle, your clothes will start to feel different. You'll feel more like more focused, more energetic with a better mindset. Just putting on more muscle and just being on a deficit every day. And then with pretty much how you should adjust your routine, you you want to work. Obviously, everybody has a different schedule and routine, but you want a minimum workout 4 to 5 times a week. And then your calories, you want to make sure you hit those every single day. And then your sleep, your steps, all that matters as well, and stress levels too. Stress matters a lot because it'll keep you from losing weight because your body goes into emergency mode and it just panics and it just tries to hold up to all that that stress. So and stress would also drop your test levels. So everything is just based on your routine and just having windows or just being time efficient with it, using it for your fitness goals instead of using it for your fucking phone, TikTok, or whatever bullshit you're doing, mindlessly scrolling or whatever dumbass shit. Put like fitness a priority, a must on your free time or your windows open. And yeah, I mean, this is how I got myself into this. How I started from skinny with the high metabolism, from eating clean, working out. Then obviously I stopped tracking my calories and just went straight to protein, and that's where I got fat. And then here's where I was pretty much tracking everything. Well, I had a high metabolism, and here's pretty much where I had a low metabolism, and I was tracking everything I was eating, and that was pretty much the best shape I got into while I had a job in a full-time business. And then I did it as well for my clients, give them the same structure, same routine. Like my client here, Emmanuel, he started my program. He started at I want to say 228, and then he dropped 45 pounds in 5 months working with me. Now he's at 170, and that's from pretty much everything I named, from being on a calorie deficit, from working out, and from walking every single day. And I did the same thing over here with Jose. He started my program. He came in at 220, and we got him down to 180. And we got him down in like 3 months. He lost 40 pounds in 3 months. And he's never felt this good. He's never been this low in like 4 years. And compared to Emmanuel, the last time he's been this low was back in sixth grade, literally. And then with my other clients, like I could keep going. My client Josh, literally, he lost 25 pounds in 9 weeks. By the same structure, the same thing I just went over. And then literally my other friend, he's one of my friends and client as well. I got him down to lose 10 pounds within 2 weeks. And by the same structure I use on myself and on my clients, and it works. That's why I keep using it. That's why I keep preaching about this. And yeah, I mean, this is pretty much how I do it for me. And being a full-time student, had a full-time job and owning a business as well as my clients, they're all, some work from office, some sit at the desk all freaking day. They all have a 9 to 5, and they're still managed to lose all the weight and keep on the muscles. So yeah, that was pretty much how I was able to maintain my physique while I had a 9 to 5 job, and I also had to go to school right after, and also did that for my clients as well while I had my online coaching business. And they were able to get the results that they wanted while they were working on their 9 to 5 office job, and were able to hit the gym, were able to eat the meals they wanted, and were able to get the goals that they wanted. So now you have two options. You could literally apply whatever I just said on this video, or you could book a free consultation call with me one-on-one, and we could go over your routine, your structure, your day-to-day, and have it structured just for you. And you'll also be able to maintain the physique that you want and being able to eat the foods that you love. And yeah, this is it for this video, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope to see you guys next time. Let's go.